start recording, just so you guys know. You're not on video, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to start screen sharing, so let me know if there's an issue. If you don't have sound or whatnot, don't worry about it. If you can't see it, just kind of listen along. Not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So you guys can see. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and start that. Okay, first and foremost, what is coaching? I have been pretty much every type of coach, and you guys will see this in a few minutes. I'm only going to take 30 minutes of your time. I even have a little timer set because I could talk about this all night. And I just want to kind of go through a little bit with you guys the beauty of this business. It's really one of those things that it is whatever you want to make of it. And that's what's so crazy about it. I was just talking with somebody earlier today about the fact that you can put as much effort into this as you want. It can be very part-time. It can be full-time, whatever you want. That is completely up to you. And if you guys can see my screen, from full-time grind to full-time freedom, this is my second business that I'm building. My first business I started at 22 was massage therapy, was incredibly successful right out the gate, just incredibly blessed. But once I had my daughter, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to, meet with people that needed to meet me before work, and then working sometimes until 10 o'clock at night because I had professional athletes, was very, very, very wearing. And that's one of the things that Beachbody has been such a blessing to me and my family, is because I have a 4-year-old daughter. You guys will hear more about her in a second. And she is my life. And I'm sure if you have children, you understand I would do anything for her. And I'm very much a type A driven personality, very much an entrepreneur, don't understand boundaries sometimes, kind of a workaholic. I've heard that description sometimes. But once I had my daughter, I really just, all of that stopped mattering. It was just, I wanted as much time with her as possible. I didn't think I could actually have children. A lot of people don't know that. So Ella was very much a surprise. And I was blessed enough to be able to stay at home with her for 2 years. So once we moved back to the US, we were in Germany for a couple years. I was kind of selfish. I did not want to give that time up. And I had started kind of coaching and kind of dabbling in that, but you guys will hear a little bit more about that in a second. First of all, what is a coach? People make the misconception that you need some sort of background in nutrition or that you used to be a trainer. I hesitate telling people this. I was a trainer for a long time on top of massage therapy. I've struggled with my weight my whole life, pretty much since I was like 4 or 5. And that was kind of my way of self-motivating. I lost about 100 pounds in 2009. And I really was blessed to do that. But I was like, oh, I can add this into my massage therapy. And that just took away even more hours. And it was just one of those things that, yes, I have all this knowledge, but I didn't have a whole lot of practical knowledge. And one of the really awesome things about coaching is you don't have to know all of the nutrition and all the exercises and stuff like that. If you do, great. But in some respects, it's even better to be just, a normal person that doesn't necessarily have a lot of background in that kind of stuff, because you're even more relatable. I have moms on my team. I have students on my team. I have people that have never taken a nutrition class in their life on my team. And we're all just normal people. The one thing we all have in common is we made the decision to get healthier for ourselves and for our family, using Shakeology and the Beachbody programs. Also, if you guys realize this, and this is something that is just amazing, there's no gym required. Everything is stuff that you can do from home. And to be honest, a coach is just somebody that wants that lifestyle, that wants that capability. For me specifically, I don't have time to go and spend 2 hours in a gym and juggle Ella and everything else. So this was kind of a huge blessing to me. I've done the $10 Target DVDs. They don't really work very well. But I was really blown away with what these programs were capable of. So as far as coaching is concerned, there's no requirements other than just a passion for sharing what you're doing with others. Now, personally, why I love being a coach, you guys heard a little bit about this. Personal fitness accountability. I am really awesome at motivating others. I really stink at motivating myself. I will give myself every single excuse in the book to push snooze, to sleep in, to not do my workout. And it's one of those things that I'm really good at making excuses for myself, unless I know people are counting on me. And one of the things coaching did for me was give me a community of people that were counting on me, or, people that were willing to be like, hey, you haven't posted a picture of yourself working out in the last couple of days. You doing okay? Or there's been friends of mine that are in the coaching community that I flat out asked, I'm like, look, can you just kind of call me out if you see me not, posting my food or posting my accountability pics? And we keep each other accountable. We're not perfect by any means, but we want to inspire others and help others lead a healthier life. And I think that sometimes we get overwhelmed by life, be it school, be it motherhood, be it whatever it is. I think a lot of times we get very overwhelmed and we put ourselves on the back burner, including our fitness. And that's something that's hard. Freedom, financial freedom, first of all. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about this in a second, but we were buried under medical debt for quite some time. My daughter had several issues. She turns out, long story short, she had a milk allergy that was undiagnosed for a very long time, and kind of a perfect storm of things happened. But in the middle of all this, we paid thousands and thousands of dollars in copays, and the majority of it really went down in Germany, which we were civilians, so we were required to pay all of that up front. We're still fighting with the Army about this, and we've been back since February of 2014. So you guys can imagine what that's like, trying to pay, out of pocket up front. That's actually part of a big portion of the reason that I started coaching, was because my husband was working as hard as he possibly could. There wasn't any overtime possibilities like there are here in the U.S. The Germany office, just there wasn't that much work. So there really was no way to make any extra money. And you guys see a little goofy picture of Ella and I. That was one day when I was taking her to school. And I had sold all of my designer stuff on eBay. So I really was out of ideas. And I was approached by my coach, Brittany Leggett, who has really inspired me and taught me so much about leadership and about team building. And I really didn't see myself as a coach. I was a doubter. Hands raised, I was a doubter. I was like, how could I ever do that? I'm not anybody special. I'm not, I don't even, why would anyone want to listen to me just because I start posting stuff? And the more I got to thinking about it, the more I saw how awesome this opportunity was. As it says, working from home or from my phone. You guys have no idea how often, if you're talking to me or if you're messaging me on Facebook, I'm on my phone. I've even gotten to the point where I have certain set hours. But the thing is I don't have to open my computer if I don't want to. I can do my business from anywhere in the world. So if we choose to go back to Europe, it's really cool. I can do it from anywhere. It doesn't even have to be the US. Or I can do it from the pool after I pick Ella up from school. So, it's a very, very mobile and flexible business. So much so that it's not something you would normally find. I wish I could have posted all of the pictures for you guys to see. Some of you are friends with me on Facebook, but others of you are not. And over the summer, we had the chance to go to Summit, which is this huge conference of coaches. I think there were 25,000 in Nashville this year. And then I was chosen to go to a leadership retreat because our team, Team Total Knockout, is part of Dynasty United, which is the number 6 team in all of Beachbody. There's 350,000 teams. And out of Dynasty United, we are number 40 out of 4,000. So we have a lot to be proud of. And we've worked very, very hard to build a team that's based on integrity and on helping each other and not, kind of step on each other or who's doing the best or anything like that. If somebody's doing really well, I will ask them to share what they're doing, but it's It's very much a communal effort. The quality friendships with like-minded people, it's amazing what you can do when you get a group of women together. Now, granted, there are a couple men, not specifically on our team, but on our mother team, Dynasty United. But case in point, the retreat I was on, there were 17 of us living in a house. Granted, it was a huge house, but I think there was 9 bedrooms total. 8 of us shared the upstairs bathroom, 2 of which were pregnant. And we did not have a single altercation. The only argument the entire time we had when we were in Myrtle Beach was who was going to do the dishes. I mean, it's such a breath of fresh air. I have people reach out to me all the time that are new and I don't know, and I'm more than willing to help. And just like when I first joined, I reached out to a lot of people that I looked up to, and it's never like oh, you're bothering me. It's generally a place of mentorship and friendship. And, these people have become some of my very best friends. When my daughter was severely ill, they became the people I relied on, be it if I needed them to help me post in my groups that I was running, or if I just sometimes needed somebody to listen to. There's also several coaches that it turned out we kind of banded together that we shared similar situations with the milk allergy issues, and it's not something that's very well known, or it's a lot more common than people think, but it's not very well known. So that's something that we really bonded over. It's really amazing how much inspiration I get from these ladies, both not just keeping on the fitness track, but also just how to help people, but keep it fun. There's nothing worse than somebody that does the same thing every single day, day in and day out, same group, same whatever. So I try to keep things really, really fun. We do prizes, both within the team and within the fitness groups. There's a couple of things I'm working on currently. So we band together and we brainstorm. And it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody with like Team Total Knockout. It can be one of the other branched off teams. I have several friends on different teams that we learn how to train our teams together. We pass off ideas, and when one of us finishes a program or it makes up their own program on how to train and how to inspire, we'll pass it off. So that's something that is very unique. I'm going to harp on this just a little bit for a second. I know we talked a little bit about travel and events, and there's a ton of that. Like there's a leadership conference coming up in January that I'll be attending. And as far as individual style and personality, this is something that people don't understand. Beachbody is not about selling stuff. In fact, I kind of cringe when people say that, because I never want to make somebody feel like I'm selling to them. I want somebody to be excited about the community and about the uplifting spirit of our team, and about the fact that they don't have to go spend $80, $90, $100 a month for a gym they don't use. They can do it straight from their home, and they can have a friend that's a coach or, a challenge group that they know they have to keep accountable to. It's very much a lifestyle and a community. But it's thinking outside the box without having to go, oh, I don't have time for the gym. Oh, the kids need me. Oh, whatever. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times after Ella's in bed, tonight included, I go and press play. I go and do my workout after she's in bed, and I feel so much better. I sleep better. I'm not as cranky the next day. There's so many benefits to being able to do something that legitimately works from your home. This is what I was talking about, guys. I have been every single one of these kinds of coaches. I was a discount coach for a little while, not because I wanted to be, but because with Ella being so sick, I could not even wrap my brain around trying to inspire others and trying to train my team. Like I didn't feel like I had it in me. So I kind of just used it for my Shakeology. I still helped a couple of people here and there that reached out to me, but I really didn't do much with the business. Initially, I started out as a hobby coach. I wanted to make some extra money to help with our medical bills, but I didn't really see what this business was capable of until probably almost about a year ago. And my anniversary will be November. It'll be 2 years. If you guys can see over here, it's Business Builder. You want to inspire others. You want to lead your team. You want to help others build this into a full-time business. Some of you may know this. I retired myself recently. I attempted to come back and was going to start working with the NFL again, and had started building my clientele, and literally became like a deer in headlights. As blessed as I was before we moved to Germany to do all of that I did with massage therapy, I could not stand, it made me physically ill, the thought of going back to those hours and the thought of leaving Ella all the time with my mom or with her dad or at her school or having to call them like, I need you to feed her lunch and I don't know when I will be there to pick her up because I don't know when I'm going to be done. It took like 2 or 3 times of that for me to go, nope, we're not doing this again. And that was last October. And I decided I was going to go all in. So this is a little bit about what we are not. And we talked about this briefly. We are not fitness models. We're not cookie cutters. This is something that took me a very long time to kind of wrap my brain around. I looked at my coach, who we're totally different, but she's very successful. And I always felt like I'm a little too much of a smart aleck, or, I don't do things like she does, or, maybe I'm not good enough because, she's doing so well, but I don't really know how to get my personality across. And that's something that took me a long time to kind of really get used to. And then I woke up one day, I was like, wow, people aren't following me because I'm, Brittany Legette's, one of Brittany Legette's coaches, or, they're not following me because I'm Ella's mom. They're following me because I'm Amanda. And that took a long time for me to wrap my brain around. And that's something that I will encourage you, if you're legitimately considering this business opportunity, to get excited about. It's a chance to share your personality. And maybe you're not as extroverted as I am, but there's all kinds of things, like people post arts and crafts and DIY and cooking recipes and stuff I could never do. And I mean, they look gorgeous, but kudos to them. It works for them, but I could never do it. You guys see in bold on here, salesy. I just said about this, the one thing I would never want to do is make someone feel like, that ick factor, that what just happened. That's something that I harp on constantly with my team, because I know that if I had been approached that way, because I'm definitely not a salesperson, I really just would have been turned off by the whole thing. And all it takes is one bad experience. So I really just encourage everyone to be excited and share what they're doing, rather than being like, oh, hey, I'm doing this, come buy my stuff. That's never what we want to do at all. Cold callers, again, not something that there's not like some magic like Beachbody list that whatever. We do get assigned leads once we are at a certain level within the organization. But generally, I have people that are excited to get started. It's because they've reached out to Beachbody and they've wanted a program, or they've started a program and they want our help as coaches, not just random people in the phone book, like calling them up like, hey, I'm a coach. And people are going to go, what's that? So they already know what's going on. We are not nutritionists. You guys heard me talk a little bit about this. You'll get to know the programs really, really, really well. And that's great, because that's, again, sharing what you're doing and sharing what you know. But we aren't required to have a nutrition background by any means. Hunters, again, it kind of goes with the salesy and the cold callers. It's just, you guys get the point. It's not something that we really want to be represented by, and it's not something that I encourage my team to do, because this is supposed to be something fun, and you don't want it, you just don't want to make it not fun for people that are, especially people that are just getting started, because there's an amazing amount of people that have no idea what Beachbody is. I got started completely by accident because I bought Insanity off eBay like 5 years ago at this point, I guess, because I've been a coach for 2 years and I was doing Insanity almost a year before that. And it's really amazing how many people are going like, Beachbody, what's that? Shakeology, what's that? And it's kind of mind blowing. So you really want to keep that in mind, that there's going to be a lot of people that you're going to blow their mind with this opportunity, and with what this is capable of. Board, again, we try to keep it fun. I will tell you, some of us as leaders have 6 o'clock in the morning, what's known as Zoom calls, which is what you guys are on right now. And we are slap happy, but we're excited. I mean, you don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, actually 5:45, and grab your coffee and go meet with a bunch of women because you aren't excited about it. So obviously we have no intention of ever being bored or anything along those lines. I'm going to underline this one like 1,000 times, the last one on this: ignore family. will you have to work in this business if you want to be seriously successful? If you find yourself in that business builder category, yes, you are going to have to put in some time. All the resources are shared, but you have to figure out what works for you, and that does take some time. However, I will never, ever, ever tell anyone to ignore family. My coaches specifically know if there's a family emergency, if there's a child, if they just want to, the other night, my husband was done with his overtime and we were supposed to have a team call, and we had just had one the other night. And I sat down and I told them, I'm like, guys, the one thing he wants is a night with me. That's all he wants. And my family comes first. They will always come first. And I will always expect that of my team members, because of the fact that that's why we're doing this. That's why our passion is here. It's either it's for the families we already have or for the families we're going to have. So why would you not keep family first? Oh, there we go. It didn't want to work. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Sorry, guys. I got cut off a little bit here. Okay. Who we are looking for and who I'm looking for. I want people that are very driven. Again, this does not mean ignoring family. It doesn't mean, stepping on other people. It doesn't mean anything like that. But it does mean that you see that vision of freedom for your family. I know for a long time it was hard for me to picture because I was scared. I couldn't see like, why me? Why would I ever be successful? And then it just hit me. Like I said, about a year ago, I was like, why wouldn't I? This is amazing. And on top of that, there's so many people that just feel like they're stuck in a rut. Like they're destined to just do what everybody else does. They know they want to do something different, but they don't know what that is. And this is that opportunity to kind of break out of that bubble that all of us find ourselves in, once adulthood, whatever that is, kicks in. So please understand how awesome the opportunity is. Honest. This comes back to the stepping on or anything like that. I will tell you, a few months ago, we had a coach sign up underneath another coach, and they didn't realize that they'd both been talking to the same girl. And it really warmed my heart to see how apologetic they were to each other. Just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, like, should we transfer? And it's one of those things, we work together. And I will tell you, if I go through somebody's friends list, like if I get a friend request and I look at who our mutual friends are and I see another coach in there, not even if it's one of my coaches, I just see it's another coach. I'll send the person a message. Thank you so much for the friend request. If they pursue me as a coach, I generally tend to take a step back, at least until I've spoken to the other coach, because yes, somebody may mesh better with me, but somebody else might have been building that relationship. And that's something that, we really respect on our team, because all of this is about, uplifting each other and creating really awesome relationships so we can live better lives. So that's kind of a big thing in our team. Ready for change. I think you guys get the point. If you're ready to knock it out of the park and really just go all in for your families, this is the right business. There is no downside to this. You end up with a healthier lifestyle, more flexibility, fun, opportunities to travel. I forgot to mention one thing. There's what's known as the Success Club cruise. Success Club is something that you guys will learn about at a different point in time if you decide to join. But it's something that basically means you're helping at least 3 people a month, and you qualify for the cruise by doing so. And basically, like at this point in the game, it's October, and my cruise in March will be free, which is just mind-blowing to me. I never in my life have been on a cruise, and Patrick and I are going in March for free, which is pretty crazy. I want busy people, because honestly, busy people are more productive, myself included. When I have a lot of time, I end up kind of frittering it away, and that doesn't go so well. So I will say busy people, and in general, make awesome coaches. It's one of those things that the less time you have, the more productive you are. Team focused. I think you guys we're very centrally focused. We are very clued into each other, and we're excited. We celebrate each other's, not just Beachbody stuff, but like kids' birthdays, trips, spouse's birthday, significant other's birthdays. Somebody got a raise at their job if they don't, coach full time. There's all kinds of reasons to celebrate. And I can't tell you like how many times that I've gotten shout outs from my coaches or my co-coaches. And it means the world to me that not just about Beachbody, but they celebrate everything with me, which is pretty cool. Master the basics. This business is not hard. A lot of it is just being willing to share. And there's a select few things that you have to know how to do. And as long as you're willing to do that, you're going to be able to do amazingly well. This is not my wording. This is actually my coach's wording, dream vehicle. Now, it took me forever to understand what this means. Maybe you don't like to work out, but you like to inspire others. Maybe you don't necessarily like to eat clean all the time, but you like to have support system to do it 75 out of 90% or 75 out of 100% of the time. Beachbody has workouts that are like 20 to 30 minutes long. So it's like for lack of a better term, it's like the idiot's guide to working out. It's awesome. And there's plenty of times, and I still can't believe the results I've gotten just from doing like the 20-minute workouts. It's pretty nuts. More importantly, if you are not somebody that gets super excited about exercise, that's okay. You don't have to see Beachbody as the end all be all. What you have to see it as the potential to really make your life exactly what you want it to be. I know myself, I am very passionate about fitness and health because I've had to be. I'm very prone to gaining weight. I want to be a better example for my daughter, but that doesn't mean that Sally somebody, has the same viewpoint as me. She may want to do it because she feels isolated. And I, again, had the same experience in Germany. She feels isolated. She travels a lot, military community. So the community is more important to her. So there's basically 1,000 different ways you can approach this business. And that's what the whole term dream vehicle means. It means that there are no limits to how you can use this business to build the life you want for you and your family. I share this with you guys because the one over here is my most recent progress picture. I started to put my original one up due to some stress and family issues and stuff over the summer. I gained a lot of weight, as you can see. My point about this is me 3 weeks later. All I did was change my eating. I'd been getting my Shakeology in the entire time, but all I did was change my eating and start getting more workouts in. That's all I did. And I don't mean every day. I mean probably about 4 times a week as opposed to twice a week. A lot of it was just following the nutrition plan with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, the 21-day fix. And I lost almost 11 pounds in about 3 weeks. So I wanted to put this up here so you can see also that coaching is not about being perfect. It's about being willing to share where you're coming from and what you're going through. And in some respects, not being perfect because people don't relate to perfect. Over here is my friend Leah, who has had 2 beautiful boys, and she's also here in Tampa. And she actually just won one of the Beachbody contests. You can win between $500 and $5,000, basically by working out. And I believe they choose a winner every month. I'm not entirely sure on that one because I've never entered the contest myself. I'm working on that. That's actually my next goal is I want to enter my results from the 21-day fix that I'm doing right now. And I want to be one of the coaches. Several of my coach friends have won the $500 prize. Leah actually won $1,000 with this transformation. So it's kind of cool. We get paid for working out and for sharing something we're excited about anyway. I almost didn't put this up because I didn't want you guys to get overwhelmed, but you guys can kind of see where you need to get started. Now, if you're a discount coach, this doesn't really apply other than the fact that we get 25% off of Shakeology. And you can sign up for free to coach when you do it, what's known as a challenge pack, which is what's related to the challenge group over here. The first and the third are mainly related. The challenge pack is what you get started at. Either you choose to join a challenge group as what's known as a challenger, which means you're not a coach, you're not anything like that, but you just want to be inspired and be helped. Now, when you decide to coach, there is a $39.95 fee, but that's waived if you also do a challenge at the same time. I hope this makes sense to you guys. For instance, I signed up with a challenge pack when I decided to coach because I knew the only way I was going to stay accountable is if I put it out on social media immediately. So I didn't pay the $40. Now, if you do a challenge and then you decide, oh, hey, I want to coach, you pay the $40, but then they reimburse it. You can sign up to coach just by paying the $39.95. However, I will say, just from experience, it's really hard to inspire others when you are not living the lifestyle that you expect them to live. So there are several ways to go ahead and go about doing that. The challenge group, just so you guys know, we do them monthly. I always invite my new coaches to what's called Apprentice Coach with me, which means I run the group, but they are invited to invite their people into it. And also be available to, post for their people and for their groups. So the challenge group itself is mainly just for people that we're bringing in to help. And then that's also how people learn how to coach and how to kind of get their wings underneath them. The way we do our challenge groups, they're via Facebook. They're all private. So like you can't see, like if I post something in the challenge group, not all of Facebook can see it. There's daily challenge, recipes we share with each other, practice and observe. I try to post mine and my progress for everybody too, the way that things are going, because I'm trying to keep myself accountable. More than anything, I've had a lot of people that just do one challenge and then decide, okay, I'm just going to go out on my own, but it does kickstart progress and it makes it so, you can do it on your own. And you know how to kind of follow everything. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I want to see if anybody in the chat box has any specific questions. I know we went through a lot, but I don't want to keep you too much longer. We already went about 4 minutes over. So does anybody have any questions right now? Anybody? I just want to invite you guys, if you ever have any questions, please message me or message the coach that invited you, because we are always more than willing to kind of walk through things with you. I know in this short span of time, it can be a little overwhelming. So I just really appreciate you guys joining us tonight and giving us a chance to kind of share where we're at. We'll give one more chance for any questions from anybody. I'm just checking the chat here. And if not, then that's completely fine. Well, oh, there we go. Thank you very much, guys. Well, I'm Amanda, and check in with your coach that invited you tonight. And if you have any questions, make sure that you reach out to us. Thank you, and we'll catch you later. Bye.